Hmm. Let's talk about what's going on this morning, I guess. Um, GameStop going crazy yesterday. Obviously, I don't think anyone hasn't seen that. I didn't really get to trade it very much since I was at work yesterday, so took a few trades on it this morning. You could see from my P&L here that obviously did not go that well. But we're gonna see what happens on the way back up here. See if we take some more trades on it. Um, Popping up a little bit right now, but I kind of want to see. I want to see it move over the last 5 minute candle before I take another trade on it. Uh, I'm sorry if I look like complete garbage this morning. I woke up at 4 o'clock and I've been watching GME since I woke up. So, uh, as far as other low float stocks that are moving this morning, we had some pop up earlier today. So I have KOSS here, um, which made a nice move at 7 o'clock. From $30 up to $40, but has now essentially pulled all of that back. Uh, so probably not going to be trading that until it starts moving up again. DYNT also made a nice move this morning here, but again is pulling it back, coming into 7 o'clock. So I think for right now, let's check ASRV. Yeah, I was hoping this one would maybe bounce a little bit. It popped up so hard this morning. Didn't look like there was even news on it. Oh, I think they did there. Oh no, yeah, I don't even see news on it, so I don't know why it really popped up. But popped up, moved back to a quarter of the price that it popped up to, so not super great. And then SCKT also popped up this morning, but again, it's pulled back. So, story of the week here. Everything's pulling back. GameStop just took a big dip. I haven't been really buying the dips on it since I got wrecked earlier this morning. One of the trades that I took on a dip, so hold off for right now. As you can see, we just put in 5 minute red candles in a row. So if it starts to recover here, makes a new 5 minute high, then I'll buy in for it. Otherwise, we're just watching it. Yeah, not too much else to talk about this morning. I was really hoping GameStop would have some follow through in the pre-market like we've seen it do before, a few weeks ago. But unfortunately, it didn't really hold up when I was trading it this morning. So we'll see what happens with it today. If it starts folding over, I consider shorting it on the way down. But yeah, well, we'll see what happens. It's looking alright right now. I mean, you can look on the 5 minute chart. It went absolutely bonkers going into the close yesterday. Aftermarket pushed up to $200. I took some trades on it here aftermarket on my phone, but I was at work, so I couldn't really do too much, which is unfortunate. And it pulled back coming into the close of day, and I was hoping this morning, 4 o'clock here, we would get some movement back up to these highs that we were seeing. And I took quite a few trades on it between here and between 4 and 4:30, and it pretty much just like fell in a straight line. So I was down probably $1,200 at some point today, and I didn't take this dip here and this trade up through from 150 or 120 up to 140. I started trading it here at 7 o'clock when volume started coming in. So I made back a little bit of the money that I lost, but still definitely still down on the day. Unfortunate, but you know what are you gonna GME's been fairly volatile, so now you gotta take some losses sometimes. I'm really just hoping one of these times when it starts pushing up, we'll get the same strength that we got yesterday when we were pushing through to 200 aftermarket. Volume was looking really good at 7 o'clock. I took a trade up through here, um, starting with smaller share size and then adding on. So I made like $700 through here. So I was down $500 on the day, and then on these dips here, I tried to take a few more trades, and I ended up down, another $300. So right about down 850 right now. So hopefully we can take a few more trades on this today and make some money. I'm still kind of okay with the loss, just because I made money yesterday. So as long as I don't really pass over that, that's kind of like my stop limit for today. Then I'm okay with the losses I am incurring here. See if this 5 minute candle, the 5 minute candle just closed, essentially closed even with when it started. So that's not spectacular. We would have liked to have seen it obviously close higher. Now this next candle is gonna have a rough time of it. See if it pushes down here through 140. Consider taking a trade on this short here, just because it seems like we're folding over a bit. Look at the 1 minute RSI. We're pretty extended down, but not too bad. And same with the 5 minute. So. So I mean, this definitely has some more room to fall if it starts going that direction. The place to watch would obviously be this low right here, 136. Some of these here, they're not really older lines on the day here. So yeah, 146 is the price we're looking at going up. We want a break over 146, and then yeah, we'd like to see like a push up past 155 if we break over 146. Otherwise, the price we're looking at on the downside is 136, and if it falls underneath there, I suspect. So you can see that we've let's check it out. You see that we tapped this line 136 a few times now. So pretty good support on this. If we end up pushing below it, I'd expect to see us go down to at least 130 before we start catching some support. And then potentially for a move back down to 125 here, and then maybe down towards the low of day. But we're holding up right now, so we're just kind of getting some consolidation here between 136 and 146. Pretty big range, but GameStop's been fairly volatile, so not completely out of the ordinary for this stock. And again, low float stuff, like nothing's really been moving. A few things that have popped up earlier this morning have pretty much entirely pulled back their moves, or pulled back a large percentage of their moves. So they would need to push up pretty far for me to be interested in taking a trade on them. You can see on the 1 minute here, kind of a B, C, D pattern. This false breakout in the 1 minute is not it's not inspiring. So I would like to see the push towards 146 and it at least bump up against it with some strength, seeing some higher volume coming in to take a trade on it. Yeah, just kind of hanging around this level. Like I said, yeah, with these low floats, DYNT really good. Nice secondary move here. So we see as I'm talking about this GME popping up here, coming up into 145. We have, looks like maybe 5,000 share seller on 145, not including any hidden sellers that I can't see. So a little resistance there, not crazy. I mean, we've seen some big buyers and sellers today just get torn through. 20, 30,000 share sellers that just get eaten immediately. So 5,000, 6,000 shares is not very much. So UINT made good first move here, pulled back a little bit, good secondary move, and then just completely folded over. It's been going straight down. So on here, even the highest volume candle of the day is a red candle, so I don't have high hopes that this is going to come back up, but maybe if it pushes back above VWAP, pushes over $3, consider taking a trade on it. ASRV, yeah, this would have to come up significantly to take a trade. Also, it's like the high of day that it made was on extremely low volume, so it's not what you want to see. You want to see the high of days being made on higher volume than the rest of the candles. And then got KOSS still pulling back from the move that it made at 7. We could take a trade on this if it pushes back up closer to its pre-market high, but right now it's not looking spectacular. And GameStop just broke below 136 here, which is a support level that has been pretty good so far this morning. So I would expect this to push down now, back down towards 130 or 125. And yet it holds. GameStop has been people have been buying up these dips pretty well today. Except in some cases, obviously you see here we got like 5 red 5-minute candles in a row, and then a green candle that essentially went nowhere. So kind of gotta be careful. You don't want to be caught in these kind of drops, which I was definitely caught in earlier today. So. What's going on, Matt? I think you're the only one watching. Yeah, I got dumpstered this morning trading GameStop. So lost a lot of profit that I made yesterday. What are you gonna do? Gotta take those shots. Hoping GameStop will move back up. I'd love to take a trade on it above 146. But right now it's looking weaker than it is strong, unfortunately. Just pushed down below 136. Seems to be holding below 140. So yeah, it's in this pretty tight range here, so we'll see which way it breaks out. I would have thought this breakdown here would have triggered, some more of a drop to happen, but it got bought up immediately, so. GameStop's really the only one to watch at the moment. Definitely has the highest potential. Seeing as it went absolutely nuts yesterday. God, what a crazy move. Down at like $50, moved up to $200. Absolutely insane. Now it's pushing up again here, but it's still holding in this range, so we really want to see it break out of this range and make a move in one direction or the other. And it's just kind of going to be a waiting game until we see which direction it chooses to go. Yeah, it's just so unfortunate this morning at 4 o'clock. It just folded over. And then again, you see hit 167 at pre-market, like pre-market open, just when it opened, immediately folded over. And then again here, we pushed up to 167, just barely got above it, and then folded over again. So that seems like the line to beat right now. If we take a trade up through 146 here, the last 5-minute candle was 145 high, so maybe even a trade up over 145. But if we're going to take a trade up through 146, we want to see a push to 150, and then after 150, there's this huge dip that pretty much has like no stopping, no support lines, no anything, like no bounce. So might see resistance between 150 and 155, and then we should see a move, up towards this 167 area. That's what I would hope to see at least. But again, still consolidating, right? I'm not using the bongos this morning. No bongos here. I traded this morning on my other, trading account, Lightspeed, because I didn't want to miss any of these moves. But honestly, I probably would have been better off trading with the bongos this morning. Would have had less share size and therefore lost less money. Alright, we're pushing up a little bit here. Last time we tapped 145, there was quite a bit of resistance there. Like I said, like 6,000 or 7,000 share seller, which isn't insane for the amount of volume GameStop's been pushing, but it did end up stopping it the last time we went up and tapped it here. So we'll see if that happens again. Oh. Yeah, a little choppy here around 5. Really want to see a breakout in one way or the other. And if I do take a trade right now, I'm going to take it with smaller share size starter, just because it has been really choppy. And then as it moves up, I'll just add on more shares. Probably start off with 25 shares. So popped up over 146 here. We'll see if it stays. Looks like it is. So I'm gonna try to put on 25 shares here if we see it hold up. So only above 146. I'm gonna put on 25 shares at 146.90. Like to see the push above 147 here. We drop back but down below 145, I'll probably sell some of these off. But I'm hoping with this break over 146 we'll get a move up through V here. Pushing up through 147. VWAP sitting at 148.50. So get this push through VWAP hopefully. Pushing up to 8. A little bit of resistance at 148. See if we can break through. So if it folds here, that's not great, just because it just broke out on the 5-minute. So if it's folding over, that's not a good sign of strength. But it's also been a little choppy, so I'm going to be willing to hold this down, below 145 if it dips below 145, and just see what happens with it. If it dips below 145 and immediately gets bought back up, that's fine. Otherwise, I'll sell it off. So yeah, see, we're at 148 right now, and you couldn't see the level 2, but there are quite a lot of sellers. Like 10,000 shares seller, 148.40, which is where VWAP is right now. So that's kind of what you'd expect. Like people are trying to buy and sell around VWAP because that's, that like mean reversion point. So if you bought below it, you want to sell as it comes into it. And if you shorted above it, you want to buy as it comes into it. A little choppy, but it's still holding up all right. got a minute and 20 seconds on this 5-minute candle. We need it to close above 145 here, ideally above 146, because that was the breakout point for the last 5-minute candle. And we want to break through view up, so maybe this will happen in the next candle, or maybe it'll happen right now. So we pushed up through 148.40, so we just came up above VWAP. So now it's like kind of a time when you kind of got to watch out, because it might immediately fold back over if it doesn't have the strength to hold above VWAP. So you got to be ready for that. Looks like it's holding okay. I'm going to continue holding my shares here. And since I have smaller share size, you know, not going to be making tons and tons of money here. But if we do see, I just want to have this starter amount so that if we do see continuation and some strength coming from it, we can buy more into that strength. And we already have a base that we can just hold. We're pushing up through 150, looking good. Gonna see if I can buy a few shares down here. See if I can buy a few shares down here as it pushes back down towards 150. Get some dip shares since it seems like it's holding up pretty well. 152 seems to be a little bit of resistance. If it dips back down into the 150s, I'll try to buy some shares on the bid. Pushing pretty good right now. Just gotta make sure this 5-minute candle holds up. We want this 5-minute candle to hold up, this new 5-minute candle to hold up above 150. If we think we're gonna get like some continuation here. And then we kind of want to try to accumulate shares as it dips a little bit. As long as it seems like it's still strong and people are still buying up the dips. So a little bit of a sell-off down to 152. And that dip got bought up pretty immediately. Maybe the next time it dips down here, I'll try to get a few more shares in. So we're pushing against 152 again. See if it holds 152. Seems like it is holding 152 pretty well. I'm going to put in an order at 152. So if it pushes down to it again, I'll grab some shares as it's pushing down with the expectation that it'll still hold above 150. We'll see if my order gets a hit here or it's just going to go off without me. This is kind of why you have your starter position, because if you have the starter position, I tried to buy some on the dip there too, down to 153. Didn't get filled, and the bid. So as I see like these red orders coming through and a dip coming in, I'm trying to get a few shares filled like as it's dipping. Dips dip down to 153. I just bought another 50 shares. So as it pushes up, if it pushes up past 155 here again, I want to take off half the shares that I'm holding, probably just take the profit from the little dip trade that I just did. As long as it's still holding above 150, we're still looking good. Because I bought 50 shares at 153, expecting the dip and then the move back up, my average price right now is a little high, 150.99 cents. So like I said, if we push up here, we get another retest of 156 where we tapped before, and we'll take off a few shares as we're coming up through 155. Otherwise, we're going to hold these and see where we get. Yeah, we'd like to hold above 150 here. If we don't hold above 150, then we got to sell our shares. A little choppiness down here, the 152, 153 area. We're pushing back up, just tapped 154. Let's see if we push through 154 back up to 155. Still looking good on the 5-minute. The 1-minute, a little bit of a dip here, but as long as we push back up, we're still good.
How are we looking this morning?
I am down $850.
Oh my god.
That's fine. I'm in a trade right now where I'm up, but like I still got some room to run on this, so I might end up being down on this trade if it goes the other direction. So
The GME just exploded. I just woke up, so.
Matt's here, but he's not talking in Discord.
What happened to GME?
What's up?
What happened to GME? Anything good or?
GME dipped, man. So I'm gonna take off some shares here if it pushes back up to 155. I took off half my shares. Got $140 in profit for half those shares. I'm still holding 37. Trying to push back up to 160 here.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, you're really quiet though.
I'm really quiet?
Matt is.
Oh. Oh, yeah. I mean, like, if he's talking, I definitely can't hear him. Just got a new 5-minute candle. New 5-minute candle seems to be folding over a bit. We'll see if it holds above 1, which is kind of the place to hold at the moment. Ideally, we'd want it to stay above 152 here, but we'll see what it does. And if we get a push back up through 160, I'll put on 50 more shares. See where that takes us. Push through 160.
Are you pretty much only doing GameStop this morning?
By accident. So we'd like it to hold here at 152.50. It seems to just have broken through and pushed down to 150. So we kind of need it to hold above 150 here. If it falls below 150, that's not a great sign.
What's GameStop at right now?
151.
God. Crazy.
Yeah, dude, I got fisted this morning. It opened at like 160. It opened at 160 or whatever, and or 158 or something, and it pushed up to 167, and I bought it at like 163 going into 167, and it hit 167, and it just like pulled the ripcord, just like jettisoned back downwards.
Should I pull out fast enough? Is that your specialty?
So I pulled out, but I mean, I lost like $250 the first trade that I took, and then I took like 3 more trades, and I lost money on like every single one of them because it just kept going down this morning. So then I stopped trading, and then as soon as I stopped trading, it started going back up, as it does,
Classic.
Matt knows that feeling.
Yeah. So I'm down $712 on the day, which is not terrible. My stop loss was like if I lost as much as I made yesterday, then I was gonna pull it out, and I think I was down 1,200 at one point today.
Oh my gosh.
So I've made back about half of what I lost today.
Matt, you're like super quiet. Fuck.
I don't know what's going on. I fucking hate. Sorry, I didn't mean to F word on your stream, but I don't understand. Is that any better?
Oh yeah,
That's way better.
Okay, so just to give you guys some kind of understanding, I have the input volume maxed out in Discord and the input volume on my computer maxed out.
Nice.
So I don't know what's going on there.
Now you're.
But
what you just changed? What you just did worked really well.
Yeah, I literally dialed all the input sliders up on my machine all the way, and I'm running Windows, so this isn't like.
I was about to make a Linux joke.
I know you were, dude. I know you were, and I was too. But I'm running Windows, so I don't know what to tell you. I also just woke up.
Dude, I was really thinking about going to the dark side this morning. I was like, I should short GameStop. when
Oh
when it was
wow.
just going straight down, I was like, I feel like I got to do it, but I didn't actually end up doing it. But if it tanks
Dude,
again
time
today,
to
I
go up.
might do it. Right now, it is holding up. So a little dip on this 5-minute candle, but we're still holding above 150, which is what we want to see. We want this to break over 155 because Cody needs to make his money back.
How many holding right now?
37 shares. But my price is pretty high. I'm like at like 151 or something.
Cost basis?
Yeah, 150 and 99 cents to be precise. I have my thing up. You can see what it is.
I don't have my contacts in right now, so my stream is a
Oh,
giant
okay.
blur.
Yeah, I have like my light speed window up so you can see like what my unrealized profit is, realized profit, and like the price I bought it at and everything.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I like did that this morning because I was like, if GameStop's gonna pop off this morning, I was like, I'm not trading on bongos, you know. And then yeah, I said it earlier, but like I feel like if I had traded on bongos this morning, I'd probably be down less money than I currently am. So you know, it's a double-edged sword here.
It's almost as if we're just flipping coins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 8
No, there's a lot
o'clock.
of skill going on here, David.
8 o'clock's coming in.
What happens at 8?
So they just put through like there's like dark pools that like have to disclose their orders that they did throughout the day. So like on my level 2, I don't know if TD shows it, but like you get like a flood of orders that make no sense. Like you'll see like people buying it at like $190 right now or selling it at like $50. Um, so like my level 2 just tripped balls. But hopefully at 8 o'clock we'll see some more volume coming in from some institutional traders. Unfortunately, this volume looks to be red at the moment. I would like them to buy. Thank you. Please inform them. Still holding above 150 though. Holding that line. So right now, let's get rid of some of these lines. Alright, pushing up. We just hit 156.50. Nice, so we broke over the previous 5-minute candle. So now we want to hold up here. We want to hold through this. And then as we're pushing up through 160, I'll buy some more shares. Maybe I'll try to buy on a dip here if I can.
That's what I like to hear, Cody.
Buying the dip.
Yeah, buy the dip.
Buy it at 47. Oh yeah, we're looking good right now. All right, I'm buying another 50
160.
shares going into 160 here because it looks like we have some good green volume coming in. I might screw myself, but I'm going for it.
That's what I like to hear. That's the kind of action
So
I
I'd like to see
want
this
to
break
see at
over
7 in the morning.
160 here, but rough going. All right, nice. So break over 160. I'm gonna try to take off some shares here. Lock in some profit.
Lock it in.
Get in. But yeah, it's not holding great above 160. Unfortunately. I would like to have seen it break over 160 and hold up there. It did not do that well. Still the potential that we're going to push up through 160 again here and hold up. Yeah, I added 50 shares at 160, so now my cost basis is much higher. So I'll probably take off half at some point if it starts dropping. Just so I'm not holding as much here. Pulling back a little bit. I'd like to see it push back above 160.
I feel like there's a bunch of people selling at 160 because mine says it keeps hitting 159.99. It bounces off that. Oh,
Alright, we pushed above
160.
160. I sold off half at 160.76, just so I have some profit here. Now I'm only down 500 on the day, unrealized, up 200 still. So, looking good. Looking good. I'm holding 43 shares.
You have weird numbers, man.
So it's because I
I thought
bought
we don't count increments of 5.
I
Isn't
bought
that the rule?
25 shares as like a starter position, and then I added 50 to it, and then I sold half. So it
Why
went up
don't
to
you just sell? I thought the
75,
rule
and
was.
then I sold half, so I was down to 37, and then I bought another 50, and then sold half, so now I'm at 43.
I thought the rule was we don't count stuff in increments less than 5. Isn't that what you told us yesterday?
I mean, it's true. But really, I'm only at 40.
Exactly.
So I'm 40 at cost basis of 55.98. So we're coming into my cost basis here. Like to see it hold above 155 here. As long as it's holding above 155, cool with holding these shares. If we drop below 155, I'll probably take half off, so I'm not like killing myself on the way down if it does start dropping. Alright, so yeah, we just got jettisoned through 155. That's,
Oh my god.
yeah, we're not looking great here. So I took off half. See if we rebound up from this. UOP's at 150. If we start moving back up from this, I'll think about putting on some more shares as we go through 155. Buffering. Yeah, so that trade was good until that exact moment. I probably should have, kept my stop a little tighter, taken off half as it pushed down, but trying to be a little bit more aggressive since GameStop can go crazy today. Got some more weird orders coming through here. Still holding up. Just broke down. I'm probably going to take off the rest of the shares here. So on that entire trade, now that I just got fisted all the way down, I only made $130. Unfortunate. It just broke down below view up, which is definitely not here. 146 should be an area of support. So
Buying the dip.
maybe I'll take a dip off 146, but it just blew through 146 down to 145. So it's pushing back up though. We'll see if it pushes back up to 150 here. I'll maybe buy like 25 shares coming up through 150. Down $726 on the day. Could be better. Yeah, dude, it's things dropping like mad. I should have just taken the profits off when I had them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's been really choppy today. Next trade.
I think everybody who's on GameStop has told themselves that. Like, man, I should have taken profits.
Yeah, I know, right? And then all of a sudden now I'm down 90%. At least I made money on that trade. That's good
Go.
for me.
There you go.
I'll take that. If I can make money,
Yeah.
if I can make $130 on every trade, all I need to do is make 5 trades and I'll be out of the hole.
That's all you gotta do.
That's all I gotta do. That's it. Thing is pushing down though, and unfortunately, it's selling on pretty good volume, which is not what we want to see. If we get a little
Rebounding.
bit of a rebound here. Seems like it pushed down to 145 but couldn't hold. So I'm gonna buy 25 shares at 149.
It's springing up. Oh no.
What's up?
So we're springing back up.
Yeah. So I'm buying 25 shares at 149. See if we can get a bounce up through 150. But 150 seems to be holding pretty steady. It just went through it like really quickly, but faster than I could take a trade. Like. See if we start falling through here. I'm gonna take off half my position there. I'll hold these shares down to 145 and see if we hold above 145. Then I'll be back at exactly what it was down before I made that first trade. I like this to hold above. Oh. Spiked through 150. Almost putting crazy orders through. Still hovering in this area. As far as like overall trend on the day, you know, we still look all right. We've essentially just moved sideways since the beginning of the day, so I would say there's no bias one way or the other at the moment. I would think coming into 9 o'clock when Robinhood traders start trading, if they haven't disabled trading for GameStop again, we'll see a nice bump when people start buying it. Similar thing that happened at like 7 o'clock. Actually, no. So yeah, 7 o'clock had a nice bump, but then it sold off completely. And then we started moving up again. 7:40. Nice move at 8 o'clock. Good. And then we just took a dump again. It's this like 160 area. Every time we push above 160, not looking great for us. Really, like if we push over 167, we're like golden back up to 190. So that's why I'm trying to be more aggressive, buying shares, holding for that big move. If I lose some profits, you know, in the process, you got to do it. It's worth it. And we're dipping, consolidating right below view up. We push down towards 145, break down through 145. That's definitely the time to sell. Otherwise, it looks like we're ready for a move back above view up, which is like 150. So if we move above 150 and we hold above it, that's looking really good. I'll add on some more shares. You guys taking any trades this morning?
No, I woke up like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. Not trying to get in this GameStop cheese, David?
I've been in GameStop cheese for 20 minutes, for like 20 days already.
Yeah. Gentlemen, we're trading no bongos today. Trading GameStop, getting absolutely destroyed. So, hope you enjoy the show. Pushing down towards 145 again here. Need to hold above 145. Gentlemen, I am down $760 on GameStop today. So, you know, you can thank me for that money that I donated to you. But I made money on it yesterday through that big move up, so I kind of have my stop loss on the day set to the amount of money that I made yesterday. So I'm not really too worried about it at the moment. I just want to be in for if GameStop does end up making another big move, you know? Like, so I'm just gonna keep taking shots.
Yeah, that's gambling.
No, it's not gambling.
Literally,
I mean, I'm gonna take.
I mean, we all want to be in when it makes a big move. That's
oh yeah, but I mean, I'm gonna
like...
try to take good trades, but like, I'm going to try to be like, I'm always gonna try to hold. I'm gonna hold a little bit just to be in for that move.
But then
And
you
we're
get
breaking
FOMO that you
below
didn't hold more.
145. God, dude, it's just pushing against 145 so hard. If it breaks down through 145, yeah, it's not good. Oh no, yeah. So I'm at down $850 now. So I'm back to what I was before that other move. So yeah, it's 8:15. We've had higher red volume, unfortunately, in this move down. The highest candle is still green candle, which is good, but um, I would think coming into 9 o'clock we'll see some more volume. So I think that's when so if like so if we push up back to 150, that's like the last 5-minute candle high. I think that's a good trade to take. But until then, I'm probably just gonna chill out. So want to make sure we're in for the good stuff. Yeah. I just hope GameStop doesn't just like fold over today, which would be unfortunate. I was thinking it was going to, earlier today, it like pushed down all the way to like 8 or 117. But then like immediately rebounded back up, but on like super super light volume. So I was kind of like not willing to buy it there. We're looking at the 5 minutes again. We're still holding below view up, which is not what you want to see. So we're just gonna have to wait before we take a trade on this. And yeah, like I said, I think the time to take the trade is when 9 o'clock comes around. Yeah, dude, Reddit's definitely popping off again. Which is kind of why I'm hoping going into 9 o'clock, like when the Robinhood traders start trading, we'll make a move up again.
Nobody uses Robinhood anymore.
I mean, people still use
That,
Robinhood.
that's
Don't
some
kid
millennial
yourself.
stuff, I think.
They still use it. Does Robinhood have aftermarket trading actually?
I don't know. I don't use it.
Not in the. It does, but it's like I forget what the limit. There are still like more limitations than what you guys have on like TD and stuff.
I see.
It doesn't even have normal market trading. Why would it have after?
True.
A man has a point.
Just want to be in for that infinity squeeze. Are you
I
still
mean, as long
green,
as you have one
David?
share when it hits what?
Are you still green on your position?
I think I'm right at break. I haven't checked. Let's see. I'm like slightly red. Just barely though.
Yeah.
That was nuts yesterday. I was like,
Yeah, dude.
originally I was
Yesterday
like,
was absolutely insane.
no, I was looking at my thing. I'm like, oh man, dude, I need to like literally 9x to break even. I'm like, this is never gonna happen. I have to like average down just a bit more to give myself a shot. So I did, and then I was like, man, I still need a 4x to break even. And
And
then literally
then
4x.
all of a sudden,
I was like, oh my god.
it just 4x'd.
We'll see. Could just lose all my money though.
That is true. Yeah, and if I end today and I'm down like whatever this $850, like not too upset about it. And I'll still take shots on GameStop if it starts moving up again, but you know, gotta be in it to win it. Check out a few of these low floats. See if they're doing anything this morning. Not here. That is absolutely no volume. It just looks like a buyout or something. They're getting acquired. Pulled back, pulled back, pulled back, and pulled back. Everything's pulled back. So at least the low float market hasn't changed today. It's identical to the rest of the week. 5 minute candles closing in a minute. High of it is 147. We're pretty close to the VWAP right now. So if we push up through 147, I'll take a trade on this on the next 5 minute candle. Yeah, and I said it before. I mean, as far as like trend on the day goes, I mean we're still looking completely fine. It's essentially moving within, just like a very set range. So we really need to see it like break out of one side of this and then hold that breakout to actually determine like what it's going to be doing for the rest of the day. Like I said, if it starts falling, I might take a short trade on this. I might do it. I know it sounds like a terrible idea saying it out loud.
That's how all great ideas start, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, it seems like a good idea.
I think you should do it so the rest of us can reap the rewards.
I think it sounds like a pretty good idea. So, if it drops below 135, I'll probably short it.
Are there any shorts available
Yeah, on
for you?
Lightspeed there is.
How many?
I don't know. It just says easy to borrow, so sufficient. Usually, if it says easy to borrow, like you can just like get like hundreds, thousands of them. So I am only going to be
What's the
shorting out
margin
50,
requirement?
so I don't think I'm really going to put a dent into their supply.
Short 50 and then like quadruples.
Well, I mean, obviously, if it starts going up, I'm gonna buy it back. So, really got to worry about that too much. All right, 5 minute candle pushing up to 147. If we can get it to come above 147 here, then I'll buy a starter position on it. This is the break of a 5 minute high. All right, so broke over. We immediately pushed up to 148. I did not get a position there. Ooh, big seller on 148. Maybe better that I didn't buy. Got 16,000 share seller on 148. Going on, Carl? Yeah, Carl, we're mostly just looking at GameStop this morning. Just because, it's the meme stock of the month. CCIV is looking good. Very light volume, though. Actually, no. Just kidding. When I zoomed in, it's actually pretty decent volume. Looks like that buyer on 148 got broken through, but still really choppy pushing up here. So I'd be kind of concerned until we broke above VWAP. Getting quite a lot of resistance right below it on GameStop. Yeah, and like I said before, I'm not trading with the bongos today. Just trading with the keyboard. I got my positions on the left side of the screen, so you can see that I'm down a significant amount today. Hopefully trying to turn that around. $48 getting bought into really hard, but seems like a lot of individual buyers rather than one person. So we didn't break through that seller very quickly there. Yeah, so we're still holding this level. This last 1 minute candle closed red. A lot of resistance here coming up into VWAP, so kind of hesitant to buy for this push over the new 5 minute. Yeah, I'll probably wait until this shakes out and see what happens. This big red 5 minute candle over 160, then back down to 153. Not like that. Very high volume. I want to see this be a little bit stronger before I buy into it again. Right now, it is not looking that strong. Or weird orders coming through here. Still buying at 166. Surprised Aaron wasn't up this morning watching GameStop. He was all over it last time it started popping up.
It's probably good he wasn't up today. I've lost all the money.
Yeah, he would have just been sad because he watched all of his money evaporate. God, dude, it was 200 yesterday aftermarket. Pulled back down to 115 pre-market. Nuts.
I wonder what happened.
I don't know. I want it to happen again.
It started going up a little bit, and then one of the short sellers is like, "Fuck this! I'm not. I know how it says I'm out."
Went absolutely berserk.
He paper handed on his boys.
Did you see like that Wall Street Bets DD where it was like, "Oh, it's Aaron. He's in chat. What's going on, man?" Did you see the Wall Street Bets DD where it was like AI thing predicts that if we can get GameStop over 800 by tomorrow, it will squeeze up to 100,000.
It's tough to get to 800.
I mean, if that's all you got to do.
Yeah, easy.
I mean, 4x yesterday. So 4x is today. It'll be 600.
And then we just got a 2x tomorrow, and then we'll be fine.
We don't even need a 2x. We'll need just 25% on your birthday, and that's easy.
True.
So think about it. A couple of those 4x days, and we're golden.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down. And then we'll just squeeze straight to 100,000, easy. Yeah, I saw GME's news, Carl. It was they kicked out their financial director, right? But I don't know if that's the reason it's going up, or it's just coincidental that happened at the same time. You know?
Yeah, that'd be a tough one for a catalyst. It's like, there's no way that was that bad of a shit.
Yeah, their financial officer was so bad that they kicked him out, and the stock price quadrupled. That's gotta hurt if you're that financial officer.
You see that? See the candle kitty? Some price action coming in.
Definitely gotta hurt. Alright, GameStop's moving up again here. We just broke through view up. I'd like to see it hold above view up here. Obviously. Before I decide to make a trade on this.
Oh my gosh.
Coming in too on this 1 minute. God.
Free $10.
What'd you say?
Said free $10 gain. Well, actually, no, probably like 5.
It dips here. I'll think about buying some shares.
Nope, here's your dip.
Dips. 50 shares off of like 151. 50 if it dips a little harder. 150 is right where VWAP is. Yeah, so if we get a dip down in like the 150, 151 area, try to pick up some shares and take them off quick if it pops back up. Oh yeah. So I'm not doing the bongos today, Aaron. And that's my light speed P&L window. So I'm trading on light speed. I'm not trading on TD today. And also, as you can tell, I am down significantly. So happens. I was down a lot more. So I'm actually bringing it back. So it seems to be popping off right now. I don't have a position right now coming into this, so we're getting some consolidation here. Let me draw some lines for you boys. I know everyone likes seeing the lines. I'll give the people what they want. Right. I'll get a little line there. So that's our area. We need to break out of this area one way or the other. headphones are covering Donkey Kong's eyes. There we go. Yeah, so we just pushed above view up. Now pulling back a little bit here. I like to see what this is gonna do. Close is this this even lines up pretty well with this one up here. So we got pretty good lines right now. This is like a pretty long area of consolidation, so it'd be nice if we continued consolidating in between these lines until 9 o'clock. And then at 9 o'clock, when we get, you know, right here, when we get some more volume coming in, we're just gonna tear straight through it. Go up to 100,000 easy. Lots. I didn't even see lots. Oh yeah, it popped up my scanner. Let's check her out. Lots looking alright. Little light on the volume here. It's pulled back quite a bit, so I would be concerned that in this scenario it's gonna tap the VWAP and then immediately come back down. And yeah, so it's like you're seeing like very light volume here on the 1 minute candles, so I would be weary of trading this. Definitely. GameStop's here pulling back to VWAP, so we're kind of just moving around VWAP right now, just hanging out. Give it some time to chill, get some consolidation here. Hopefully, as we get closer to 9 o'clock, volume will ramp up a little bit, and then we'll get a breakout from one of these lines, which, you know, we've essentially been consolidating in since last night. So hopefully when we break through one side of this, it's going to be stronger than some of the other pushes that we've seen today that have tapped against these lines here. I'm expecting that volume will increase significantly coming into 9 o'clock. So if it does start moving up closer to 9 o'clock and it breaks through this, you know, this line here, I'm probably going to try to be more aggressive on the trading. So be prepared to see either nice profits or some just terrifying losses. Yeah, and besides GameStop, I mean, most of these other low flows that have popped up this morning have just been either on like really low volume when they made their move, and then they just really haven't done anything since then, or, you know, they've made a significant move and then just pulled back. KOSS is kind of in consolidation here around VWAP, similar to GME, so this might be one to watch. You know, if we break through, so we got some lines here. I think now if it's like breaking over this $36, $36.50 region, might be one to take a trade on. I'm going to kind of try to focus on GME, especially now that we're getting closer to 9 o'clock. So in case something does start moving and some volume does start coming in, I'm ready to take that trade immediately. Again, pushing up, but pretty light volume on these 1 minute candles. You know, this is like really great volume here on this big green candle, 171,000 shares of volume, and now we're seeing on these pushes during the consolidation here, this one's like at 27,000 shares, so significantly less volume on this part, which is kind of what we'd expect while it's just like chilling here. Really, the next 5 minute candle to break through price line. Next 5 minute candle to break through 156. Definitely one to watch. I really would like it to be closer to 9 o'clock though, just because I don't want to see it like push up, you know, make like a decent move, and then when volume starts coming in, people just be like, you know what, I think it's gone up far enough, I'm just gonna bail. I want people to be like, it's been consolidating, it's hovering right around VWAP. It broke out of like a, several hour range, and then when the volume starts coming, I just wanted to see it like pump. It's coming up right now. It just broke above 155. Encountered some resistance in that 156 area. So we'll see what it does here. I'm hoping it'll pull back a little bit, but I mean, if it starts breaking over here, then we gotta jump in and get some shares. So yeah, it's pushing up. See if it holds this line or not. Seems to be quite a bit of selling coming into this line, which is what we'd expect when you're in a range like this. So we'll see if it breaks over. Or if we sell back down closer to VWAP again. Oh, pushing up 157. We're breaking 157. So it's encountering a lot of resistance coming into the line there. So you can see it just went from 157 down to 153 in about 2 seconds. So that's kind of why I'm like hesitant to take shares there, because like I said, I think a lot of people are going to try to keep it in this range until this 9 o'clock time, to try to get a stronger follow through. So as it came into that line, there was a significant amount of selling. It tanked straight down from 157 down. Now it's hovering at 153. So hopefully we'll come back down to the VWAP, consolidate between the VWAP and the line for the next 10-15 minutes, and then maybe between 8:45 and 9 o'clock, then we'll start making a push through, and hopefully there will be some higher volume when that happens. Yeah, and this was a new 5-minute candle, so pretty big first red 1-minute candle for this 5-minute candle. KOSS still kind of just chilling, hanging out around VWAP, not really doing much. GME, similar thing. Yeah, so this might be a time where people are trying to, as it pushes down towards VWAP and GME, they're going to start trying to like accumulate a position, so that when we do get this breakthrough 56, if we end up getting a breakthrough 56, then they'll have a position at a good cost basis already. So maybe if we push down to VWAP here and we start pulling or coming back up, then I'll try to grab a few shares on the way back up. But we didn't push quite far enough down to tap VWAP. So I'd buy off of like a 150 level if it came down. And then, yeah, so you're holding from 150, and then the expectation is we at least come back up to the line for a retest, which is, at this point in the 156 area. And then if we come up to that line, probably take off a few shares, and then we see what happens from there. Big seller on 153 that immediately got bought through. 15,000 share seller. Yeah, I'm still waiting. I wanted to come down closer to VWAP, try to get some of these shares down here for cheaper. And then as we come into 9 o'clock, get that volume, the wind behind our back with the Robin Hood boys, and see if we can make some money. So we're pushing down towards 150 here. We'll see what we end up bottoming out at before we start moving up. So it seemed like there was a hidden buyer at 151, got sold into a little bit, but didn't break down through it. But we're pushing down again. So just came through 149 here. Immediately got bought back up. So I bought 50 shares at 150. So hold these and see what happens. So I'll probably take off half of them if we come up a little bit, just to get some profit in, and then hold the 25 shares as like my core position going into hopefully increasing volume coming into 9 o'clock. But if we drop below here, I'll probably be quick to take them off. Because dropping below VWAP again would probably not be great. So, yeah, take off half there. We'll see if we come back up above VWAP. Otherwise, I'll take off the other half. Holding 148, but kind of mixed buying and selling on it. We've kind of come down and tapped near 148 before, so it seems like there should be some support on it. We break down below 148, I'll sell off the rest of my shares that I'm holding. Yeah, with the trade like this, I'm keeping sort of a tighter stop because I'm trying to buy the dip into VWAP, and if it breaks down through VWAP and holds below VWAP, then we might see kind of like a reversal of trends here, and I don't want to ride this down to its bottom. Yeah, so we're not looking good here, so I'm going to sell off. I don't like the way that it's selling into 148. So just take the loss here, and then if we start coming back up and we push back above 150, then I'll re-put on my shares. So that was the bottom of the last 5-minute candle when we pushed down towards 148. So as long as this 5-minute candle holds above 148 here, we're still looking all right. All right, just pushed up through. See if it holds above 150 here. Yeah, so this is kind of just like what's been happening this morning. It's been pretty choppy. So taking these dip trades, like you want to keep a pretty close stop. So I end up, I've taken probably 3 dip trades now, and one of them is working. One of them worked, and 2 of them I got shaken out just because of the volatility here. But we're still trading within the range. We're still holding near VWAP, so for right now we're looking good. I probably would like to take a 5-minute trade setup on here. So we're looking at the current 5-minute chart. The break above this range here would be a trade, but that's quite a long way for this 5-minute candle to move unless like a significant amount of volume comes into it, then way more than it has right now. Otherwise, when the next 5-minute candle starts, which is in 3 minutes, if it breaks over this 5-minute candle and has some staying power above it, then I'll take a trade on that. Getting wrecked this morning, boys. See if we can get a move at 9 o'clock to straighten my P&L out here. And as far as scanners go, what we got? A few things popping up, nothing really moving significantly, and all of the main stuff that popped up earlier today is just pulled back, so not a ton to look at there. KOSS still doing the same thing I was saying before, just consolidating around VWAP, so it has the potential to take a trade on it when it breaks out of this range, but just gonna focus on GameStop right now. Got a minute and a half left on this 5-minute candle, and then we're 8:45 coming into 9 o'clock, so we're in the home stretch. EBON. Oh God, what's EBON doing? EBON looks alright. It's not moving a ton though. So it just made like a move from 757 up to 8. So it's like a 40-cent move. Um, Highest volume so far was on a candle that kind of didn't really do too much. So if it breaks above 8 on increasing volume, then I think it looks much better for a trade. Otherwise, just kind of one to watch. Hasn't really made too much of a move this morning so far. GME coming back to that 150 area. Bounced a little bit off 150 up to 152. Got some increasing volume coming in here on the 1 minute. We'll see if it sticks through this candle. Good volume so far coming in. The next candle starts in 15 seconds. So if we see this next candle start making a move up higher, then potentially take a trade on that. And then we kind of have to be careful around the top of this range here. So if we do take a trade, probably shed off half the shares as we tap this or as we come up to this level. Just so we don't get caught out if it turns around on us like it has, several times today already. See here. Pushing up to 154. A little bit of resistance at 154. So I'm going to take 25 shares for this 5-minute break over this last candle. We'll see if the 5-minute candle holds up. Keep the stop pretty tight. I'd like to keep it above VWAP here. Since I only took 25 shares, I'm not worried about losing that much. But I'd like to see this 5-minute candle start making a move up. And now we're kind of coming into 9 o'clock here. So if it started breaking through the range, it wouldn't be that bad. But we seem to be turning around here. A lot of selling coming in. See if we hold above 150. Coming down to even 148 would still, be a upwards trend here. So wouldn't love to hold it down that far, but we're already down there, so I'll hold it down to 148. As long as we hold above that, still looking good. Kind of getting some mixed selling and buying here. We just went from like 149 up to 151. So yeah, kind of mixed at the moment. Volume, I mean, kind of in the same range that it's been in for the last hour, so nothing crazy volume wise. Long tail on that last candle, so at least means that dips are being bought up all right still. So just gonna have to hold out and see which way we break here. I suspect as we get closer to 9, we'll lean one way or the other. And since we've kind of been consolidating above VWAP for a longer period of time, I would think that we would break up. But we gotta be ready if we do drop below VWAP and then start heading down towards the other side of our line here. Five-minute candle's got 2 minutes left on it. Currently, red candle. And if it doesn't end above, up towards 154, then it'll be a false breakout on the 5-minute candle, and then probably want to tighten up my stop a little bit, because usually false breakouts lead to drops. So want to be a little bit more careful if we do end up lower on this candle with a minute and a half left. Pushing down towards VWAP again. See if we hold up. chopped up. Yeah, every single drop that we've had in the last few minutes at least has been bought up, so that's good for right now. Seems like people are still buying it off VWAP and not selling into VWAP, so definitely good so far. Dropping down to VWAP again. Let's see if we get bought up this time. So now this is, 3 times that we've tapped or broken through this 150 area. So be kind of a little bit more careful here. See if we get bought up immediately like last time. Since there does seem to be quite a lot of selling pressure coming down here. So I'm at least taking off half my position. Let it ride down to 148. We'll see if it bounces up off 148. And maybe even 147, since 147 was the bounce last time. Bottom left, that's 5 minute, Aaron. So we're coming into 147, and we immediately blew through it. I'm selling off these shares. So down 1,100 on the day so far, killing the game. I gotta sell the shares off there. I mean, like, there is the potential that it will, immediately rubber band back up. But now that we're getting closer to 9 o'clock, and we're also getting closer to the edges of this range that we're trading in, it's better to be careful. And then once we see more clear movement in one direction, we'll take a trade in that direction. Yeah, I think the strategy today, as opposed to what I've been trying to do, which is like buying into strength, I think the strategy today definitely would have been, buying into dips. It seems like most dips have been getting bought up pretty well. And I've mostly been trying to buy into breakouts, and then I end up just getting shaken out every time it dips, and then the dip gets bought up. So, what are you going to do? Maybe if GME is still trading well tomorrow, then I'll adjust my strategy, try to buy some dips. And still, I'm under how much I made on GameStop yesterday, so I'm not as worried about it, which is why I'm, taking this loss today and still taking more trades. So. What's up, 150 to 148? What are you saying? I'm shook. I don't have these positions at lower cost basis as like some people in this chat, Aaron. So I do gotta be shook. If it drops from 150, down through 147 here, I mean, 147 was the last point of support. So, I mean, it has the potential to just start dropping, and then the next support level is down here at our line, So, all of a sudden, I go from being down, $3 in a position or whatever I was to being down, $8 per share. Gotta be careful. Yeah, you could end up having a situation like here earlier, right, where it's like trading at 140, all of a sudden within 15 minutes we drop down to 115, and it might not come back up. All right, we're pushing up. So 853. I'd still like it to maybe the 855 5-minute candle to break through this range that we're in. So still trading in the range for a little bit longer, but it is about that time for this breakout to happen, one way or the other. So just gotta be ready for it. and we'll see if the traders at 9 o'clock coming in are going to be buyers or sellers, and then we kind of have to make that determination pretty quick, and then if we're holding a position and people come in at 9 and it seems like massive sell volume, then we gotta jump out. Otherwise, we wanna go with what people are doing here. Oh. So, breaking out here, we'll see if we continue this strength pushing up through 156, and we definitely are. So, I'm going to try to get a position here if we get a dip. Otherwise, I'll buy into 160 as it's pushing up. Oh. Alright, I bought at 157. We'll see if we can get continuation up to 160 here. So we definitely broke out of this range. Now it just needs to hold above this range. And this next 5-minute candle is probably going to be pretty crucial to determine which direction we're going to be going here. So we're breaking up through 160. I'm buying into 160. I'm pushing up through 167. Or 161, rather. So 167 is the place to watch here if we do hold above 160. So I got my cost basis at 158 right now. If we push up to 165, I'll probably take some shares off. But right now I'm still holding at 160. Still looking okay. Kind of want to be careful if we do drop below 160 because my cost basis is still pretty high right now, so I don't want to, suddenly be in the negative a lot. So, still looking okay. Dipping below 160, we're kind of holding below 160 right now. I'd like to see us push back up here. So we come back through. Quite a lot of selling at 162. So as we're up here, I might try to take off some shares if we push through again. Since we just failed our second push through 160 here, didn't hold above. So yeah, I'm going to try to take off a few shares if we come back up to 160 again. So I'm not holding. I took off half as we pushed down through 158. Just because we're getting a lot of indecision here and a lot of volatility, so I don't want to be caught in the wrong direction here. The blindfolded monkey that beat stockbrokers in that study. Is that a real study? Because that would actually be sick. So we want to hold above this breakout line that we have. As long as we're holding above the breakout line, we're still looking good. And then presumably at 9 o'clock we'll have more volume coming in. And like I said, we kind of have to make a determination pretty quick whether that volume is buying volume or selling volume. And either jump out, take the loss, or buy into the strength at 9 o'clock. Make another push up here to 160. We've had kind of a rough time holding above 160 today. Like pretty much every time we pushed above 160, we had like a pretty bad rejection coming back down. So something to keep in mind as we're in this area here. Pushed up to 160 again. A lot of selling at 160. There's someone holding us down here. 2 minutes until 9 o'clock, and then 9 o'clock we'll see what the Robin Hood boys are bringing. Yeah, hidden seller at 160 right now. People are still buying up these dips as we come down into 157. Last dip was down to 156.11, so be good to hold above 156 here. Minute and a half until 9 o'clock. Yeah, kind of just moving sideways right now, right below 160. Yeah, it seemed like there was quite a lot of selling pressure at 160, so definitely people trying to hold it down below 160 at the moment. See what the Robinhood folks do. 1 minute to 9 o'clock. We saw a really nice increase in volume at 8:54 into 8:55. We'd like to see another increase in volume as it comes into 9 o'clock here. And as long as we're still holding, close to this 160 area, we're still looking good. 30 seconds. Holding our 25 share position. If we see strength start coming in, we'll buy as we push into 160. Otherwise, if we see selling start coming in hard at 9 o'clock, then we'll sell off before we get wrecked here. Okay, so we're pushing up. 9 o'clock's 10 seconds from now. We see volume coming in, good green volume. So, looking good so far. 167 is the place to watch here. So, Robinhood guys coming in, looking like a little selling off happening, but still holding above 160, which is good. As long as we're holding above 160, we're looking good right now. Then 167 is the place to beat. So, dropping a little bit here. See if we could pop back up above 160. Dropping to 156. Not great. Yeah, so it looks like this might be selling time here. So, yeah, we're getting wrecked here. So, so I'm out right now. We dropped back, below this 156 level, which is the level that I would have liked to have seen hold here. The selling is getting bought up as we go into the top of our range, which is nice. So maybe I'll buy in a few shares if we drop down again into that level, since it seems like we're getting bought up there. But really, I mean, the fact that we rejected so hard off of 160 is definitely not good, like, into 9 o'clock. Yeah, really big. Besides this candle at 8:54, the biggest red volume we've seen at 9 o'clock. So definitely not great. And below 160 still. So yeah, moral of the story this morning, just getting chopped out left and right. I was down 1,200 when I started in pre-market, the first 5 or 6 trades that I made. And then as we were coming up, through 7 o'clock here, I brought it back to maybe minus 500, and then after all these dips, I'm just getting chopped out all over the place. So back to my original loss that I had at the beginning of the market open at 4:30 in the morning.
You
This
should
just goes
try
to show you,
investing your thoughts.
trading stocks definitely not safe. You can lose a bunch of money, so don't put in any money that you are not willing to lose.
Cody, you should try investing yourself for a few trades to see if that works.
Dude, I should.
Just for fun. Do 2 or 3 trades where you invest what you would have
I
done
mean, the
normally.
problem is I'm not taking profits as soon as I normally would, because I was at 9 o'clock at least. I was hoping that we would get the breakthrough 167 and the move back up to 200. So that was why I was up whatever $250, and I was I'm just gonna hold it. But yeah, in normal cases, I probably would have taken profits there, and then the loss wouldn't have been as bad. But I'm trying to get into a position where I can hold if we see GameStop start going crazy again.
I mean, you just gotta hold for that. You don't have to trade up and down.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable holding, because if GameStop drops back down to 40, which it realistically could, I'm just gonna get absolutely wrecked. So I'd rather
And then
take
you
this
missed the bubble
$1,200
performance.
loss then buy at 150 and then be like, all right, I'm just gonna hold it forever, and then it just drops to $40 and I lose 2/3 of my position. Yeah, it's just quite unfortunate. I was really hoping 9 o'clock would be green volume rather than red, so it seems like a lot of people are selling off. But I mean, it's maybe expected, just because there are a lot of like bag holders from like really high up, and they're probably just like, all right, you know what? I'm kind of close to break even. Like, let me just sell out now while I still can before it drops back down. Not my worst day loss on GameStop, so not bad. And I'm still up from yesterday, so I will take that. Not very much anymore, but I'm still up technically. Quite unfortunate. Yeah. If I trade this again tomorrow, I'll try to make more dip trades on it, and then I'll just try to take profits sooner. Just like taking dips, and then like as soon as it pops up like $2, taking profits there, make like, on 50 shares, make like $100 per trade, rather than trying to hold it for a big move. But I was just hopeful today after what happened yesterday that we'd get the rocket ship today and we'd just go to space. Did not happen, unfortunately. Yeah, gentlemen, I feel you. I'm up like since GameStop has been going up, like I'm up quite a lot, so like I'm not as worried about like losing some on GameStop, just because I know that it definitely has the potential to go back to $500. Um, and I was hoping that we'd get the continuation from yesterday, so like today would be the day that it would just pop off. Um, so I took my shots today, down $1,200, but what are you gonna do? Um, be back tomorrow. Still taking trades on it as long as it's going up, as long as it looks strong. The SEC could stop buys again? I mean, do they even have the power to do that? Also, wasn't it just like Robinhood just like, I don't know, dude, Robinhood's garbage. Oh. I was just really hoping at 9 o'clock we'd get some nice volume coming in, but I mean, we might get lunch crew today. Um, yeah, I know, Joe. I saw that, dude. That DD was sick. It was like AI generated price target for GameStop. Like, as long as we reach over $800 tomorrow, the AI says that it should go up to $130,000. It's like, you, my friend, are crazy. Yeah, so I might not take another trade on GameStop here until the open, just because it's been super choppy. The people coming in at 9 o'clock didn't look specifically, didn't look very strong on the stock, since it folded over as soon as they came in at 9 o'clock. So yeah, dude, they said tendies were coming. I have a lot of negative tendies right now. I have many negative tendies. um, so yeah, we'll see how this looks. I mean, it is pushing up a little bit right now, but like I said, it seems like buying the dips is significantly better than buying the breakouts at the moment. So I would not be willing to take a trade on this pushing up unless like it showed some very serious strength. Like if we start seeing like what we saw yesterday, where it's like all of a sudden this thing is putting in like green candle after green candle after green candle, I'll take a trade into the strength. Otherwise, yeah, I'm shook right now. They're shaking me out left and right this morning. Every single breakout was a false breakout, dude. Crazy. Look at all these. It's just like false breakout, monster dip going into the close yesterday. False breakout, monster dip. False breakout, monster dip. Every single one is just like you think you're gonna have a nice breakout, especially on some of these where it's like it seems set up. You know, we had some good green candles. We pulled back, consolidated for a little while, and then you should get this 5 minute breakout, and in theory, should have a strong push here. Immediately folded over and then dropped down $10 a share. So it's like, yeah, it's just it's very very choppy this morning. Very 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 choppy. That's just the way it goes sometimes. Yeah, it's probably a good call. Um, I would say I don't doubt that a lot of people will probably be taking profits into the open, since the open for GameStop today might be like absolutely insane. Um, so I would say that is a wise decision, gentlemen. Oh, nice. You got a pretty good position there, 138 for you. Killing it. Yeah, it's just it's been definitely been a rough morning here for me. All right. Well, we're getting closer to the open here. Um, yeah. Like I definitely agree with you. I mean, if you are, you know, I mean, like you're definitely still holding some, but like I feel like at this point, I want to be in for that squeeze. So like, if it does, so I want to be in for the squeeze, but it seems like if it's going to happen, it's going to be something similar to yesterday, where it's like where there's like very very obvious strength, where it puts in 5 red candles in a row and goes up $40. Like that seems like that's going to be the indicator of when this thing's gonna start going off. So I was just kind of trying to catch it at like the beginning to be like, well, it went crazy yesterday. People and it was like at the end of the market, right? So it's like potentially people are going to be wanting to get into it today at the open because they missed their opportunity yesterday. Um, Clearly, that is not the case at the moment. It's still looking all right. I mean, it's definitely still looking strong, especially now. It just popped back over 160 again. Um, so it's definitely looking good. Green volume coming in. Really, the point to break here is this, just above 67, 67, 68 region, because that's been like a huge, huge resistance for it. The AI simulation report. I trust any AI called Stonks Simulator 2021. That's how you know it's legit. That's how you know GameStop's going to $130,000. I mean, really high 1 minute volume candle here, pushing up through 160. We see it hold above 160 here. It could still be looking alright. But, like I said before, like I gotten chopped out above 160 like 3 times this morning or something. So, I'm going to go ahead and take a pass on this trade. Unless it breaks over 167 and looks like it's not going to stop until it hits 200. Alright, we broke the previous level here. We're at 165. Pushing above 165. It's like the market knows, man. It knows. It's like it finds that one time where you're like, you know what? I've taken 20 trades on this morning for the breakout and none of them worked. It's like, I'm not going to take this next one. And then the next one you don't take is the one where the breakout actually happens. It's just absolutely brutal to watch. Absolutely brutal. So it's coming into 167 right now. So if it holds close to 167 and breaks over it, I mean, it's looking really good coming into the open, which I wasn't expecting. I was expecting people were going to be selling into the open here. But, I mean, it's good volume, pushed up against 167. It's holding below it. It's just pushing against it again right now. I don't know how many shares are sitting at 167, but it seems like at least a few since it's butting against it and failing down. Broke through 167. Can it break this 168 area here? And it did. All right. You hate to see it happen. Oh man, that's crazy. All right. I mean, it's looking really good right now if it can hold up.
This is pretty amazing to watch. This is the kind of content I wake up wanting to see.
Dude, isn't this like the saddest thing ever? It's like finally it's like all right, I can't take
It's
any
so
more
sick.
trades on this. and, then, like,
It's so sick.
and then like literally the next trade that happens is like the breakout
Yeah.
trade.
Yeah, you just said you're like, oh, I'm not gonna take this breakout. It's gonna be a false breakout.
And it's just like
Look at it, it's
goes
all
crazy,
green.
dude.
Oh man, it hurts to watch.
Yeah, dude, it hurts my soul. I knew it was gonna happen deep down. Nice.
Like you had your strategy,
For you
and like
gentlemen.
you just get screwed by it, and then you just like, all right, I'll take a break from it.
This is a vital lesson here. A strategy only works if you continue to do the strategy every single time it requires you to be doing it. Because
Yes.
eventually it'll work.
Yes.
You know, you can't just stop doing it and be like, oh man, you know what, I'm not going to take this one. Because then that's the one that goes off after 10 losing ones.
And remember, this is not financial advice.
Yeah, this is
a
not
man in a
financial
banana
advice,
suit.
boys. This is a man in a banana suit just sitting here throwing money away. So. Yeah, it's a rough one. This is definitely a hard one to watch for me. It's brutal.
It's like
On that
that
note-
Wojak meme Matt posted in chat a while back.
What?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Wojak meme that Matt
Oh,
posted
yeah.
to do like the buy and sell head.
Yeah, dude, it
Or
hurts. It
brain
hurts
light.
deep, dude.
Whatever.
All right, I'm probably gonna cut the stream here. Cut it.
You trading from home today?
No, I'm not gonna be trading from home unless GameStop goes crazy. But yeah, I mean, I feel like I've been wounded by it too many times today. So
And before you're back in
yeah,
at
gentlemen,
11:02.
I hope you crush it today, dude. I hope you make a lot more than me. Not very difficult. All right. Yeah. I'm not worried about it. All right. Yeah. Good luck on the Open. Yeah, you have a good one too, man. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for coming to the stream.